2. No, here comes Rory, and that will make the 8. And the umpire's blowing his whistle. We're going to start with a hit in, because that's where the last chukker finished. And the scoreboard has rejoined us at the moment, but we'll see if it actually stays with us when we start the clock at the beginning of this chukker. The correct score is 4-1 in favour of the US of A at the moment. Right, Rory Torrey going to take the hit in, I believe. Here comes Rory. No. Rory's on the right side. That's where the ball went out of play, but we'll see what everybody's on the other side. Rory knows what's going on. All right, here he comes again, the number 4. The umpire's called play. And Rory just looking upfield. Is he going to go for somebody? He's going to try and pick out Dan. He sends the ball towards Dan. Oh, it's going to get there too, luckily. Rodolfo didn't quite get the hit he was going for. Dan leaves it behind. Big backhand from Pedro. In fact, it worked out for him because Alexander picks it up. Heather Souto is going to put some pressure on Alexander. Now Heather goes across the field. And where is it now? It's picked up by the number 1, Mauricio. And backhand by Peter Friedman sends Heather on the way, but she's hooked out of it by Alexander. And now Dan Keating going forward. Pedro tries to get onto the ball. And Mauricio gets an under the neck. Nice under the neck by Mauricio on that grey pony. He's going for the next shot. Well played, Mauricio. Oh, he didn't quite get the near side. Heather didn't get the backhand she wanted. Dan Keating tries to get control of the ball. He does. Now he's going to have to do something with it because he's gone the wrong way. He sends her the backhand. It's just met there by Rodolfo. And now Mauricio is going to pick it up. Mauricio in front of Rory. Rory's going to try and get a little touch onto it. Rory does. Can he pick it up again? No, he can't. Peter Friedman doesn't quite get the contact. Rodolfo puts it in front of the goal. Can Rodolfo finish it off? He's going all hell for leather, and it looks like the number 1, Mauricio, gets the second goal for the visitors, Dominican Republic. So it's now 2-4. And back to the middle, changing ends. USA going up towards the NBC Channel 10 scoreboard. Rory Torrey trying to get the backhand. He does get the backhand. Puts it across towards the New Zealand flag. The number 4 for DR. Gets a great backhander, Alexander, right into the middle of everybody, though. Unfortunately, he runs into a pony. Heather turns it. And a backhand by Pedro trying to get Mauricio underway, but Rory Torrey meets it. Rory taps it across the middle of the field. He's going to have to go under the neck now. He might just tap it around. He's got one tap. He's going to have to do a bigger one this time. Goes for the big cut, and he doesn't get it. And it runs out over the back line, so we'll have a hit into the DR. And Alexander sends a lovely shot up the field right in front of Pedro. Nobody on to Pedro at the moment. The number 2 for DR gets a great shot away. Unfortunately, not as great as I had thought because it was running well wide and it's out of play. So a hit into the home team. That was just 2 shots to go the whole length of the ground from the Dominican Republic. Big hitters. All right, Rory Torrey looking upfield. Which way is he going to go this time? Heather's over on this side. Dan in the middle. Peter right in the middle too. Rory sends the ball in front of Dan. Rodolfo and Dan fighting for it. Dan gets it on the near side. Gets one shot. Can he get it up over halfway line? Just sort of reverse taps it. Now he's got another little shot. He doesn't really get what he wanted, and Rodolfo gets the hit. Rodolfo trying to turn it around upfield now for DR. Dan Keating riding him off, leaves it. Rory Torrey backing him up, picks it up. Peter Friedman and Rory Torrey sort of getting in each other's way, but Peter doing very well indeed. Sends the ball forward. In defence, though, the number 4, Alexander, gets the backhand. Rory Torrey fighting for it, and the ball is left there. Mauricio picks it up for the DR. Now they're going again. Mauricio taking up the field. On the grey pony, Mauricio is going to have to play it on the near side. Dan Keating sort of letting him have some space. Dan Keating now onto the ball. Can Dan Keating back it up the boards? Yep. Heather gets another touch. Rory turns. Neat play by Rory. Could he unload it onto Peter Friedman? He's been ridden hard by Alexander, though. Alexander does well, gets the backhand. And we're speechless up here because that wasn't a foul. Alexander had ridden him well and played it well, but the umpires have decided that Alexander infringed Rory Torrey, so put the ball in the middle and penalty to the home team. How much time we got? Still 3 minutes to go in the third chukker, and Rory Torrey is going to take the penalty from the middle. He's going to see if he can find one of his players again. Goes for the big shot, gets a pretty good hit on it, puts it right in front of Dan, but Dan's ridden out of it by the number 3 Rodolfo, and quickly, not as quickly as Alexander wanted, but he leaves it, and Rodolfo turns. Rodolfo kicking away on the pony, gets the second shot. He's got time, he just needs to do a little shot and just tap it through, and that's what he does. Rodolfo, Paliza. Rodolfo makes it 3 to DR now. 2 unanswered goals to the Dominican Republic in this chukker. So 4 to 3, just 1 goal in it. In comes the ball, USA going down. Oh, look, Dominican Republic back on the attack straight away. Dan Keating rides out Pedro, though. Dan gets a lovely backhand. Who's onto it first? Mauricio. Mauricio gets a backhand pass towards Alexander. Can Alexander pick it up? Yes, he can. He's going to try and get underneath Rory Torrey. Alexander taps it again. Rory rides him off, tries to pick up the ball. It's behind Rory, and now Heather gets the backhand. Lovely from Heather. Unfortunately, DR playing extremely well as a team at the moment, and slowly going towards the US goal, and there's a shot at goal by Mauricio, but it goes out of play, and we'll have a hit into the home team. Rory Torrey waiting for the umpires to call play. They call play. Rory taps it in, goes across the face of his own goal, protecting his line. No one can cross it. Oh, Rory Torrey runs over the top of it, leaves the ball. Who's turning first? Rory Torrey tries to get there. He's ridden out of it by Alexander. Here comes Mauricio. He's into the pack. Mauricio, oh, he just puts it out wide. Another let off. That was lucky. So here comes Rory Torrey. He's going to come across the face of his own goal. He's going to go fast. Dan Keating's just going to keep the way clear for him. Now Rory has a second shot, brings it up, and Mauricio is going to come across. Mauricio is going to try and get the backhand, doesn't quite manage it, and Rory's onto it. He's just pulling up the grey because he's going to want to try and turn the corner. And very quickly onto it, Rodolfo trying to clear it away, puts it towards the middle. Heather Souto is going to get a shot on it. Heather sends the ball towards the goal. Who's going to get there? Peter Friedman has a shot at it. Dan Keating, I think. Oh no, that was Rory Torrey. Scores the goal right at the death of the chukker. The bell went, 30 seconds to go. And Rory Torrey gets his second goal of the match. 5 to 3. Seconds to go, so we're going to have the second bell now. And so that will end the chukker. It'll also be half time, and the teams will go off, change their ponies. We have half time, so do go onto the field and please stomp some